For years, the world believed they knew the Gosselins, the perfect American family, 2 devoted parents, and 8 adorable children living a picture-perfect life. Cameras captured every smile, every laugh, every milestone, and millions of viewers tuned in week after week, convinced they were witnessing the ultimate dream family. But what if everything you thought you knew was just a carefully crafted illusion? Behind the cheerful breakfasts, color-coordinated outfits, and scripted family moments, a very different story was unfolding, one filled with fear, silence, and heartbreak. Now, after years of staying quiet, Hannah Gosselin, once the shy youngest daughter of the famous sextuplets, is breaking her silence. Her voice reveals the reality that cameras never captured, the moments that were edited out, and the dark truths hidden behind her mother's strict rules and the family's carefully curated image. What she's saying isn't just surprising, it's heartbreaking. And as she tells her story, it challenges everything fans thought they knew about America's favorite reality TV family. The question now is this: how much of what we saw was real? And how much was just a show? And what does Hannah's revelation mean for the family we thought we knew? From the moment Hannah Gosselin was born on May 10, 2004, her life was never truly her own. She was one of the famous Gosselin sextuplets, Alexis, Hannah, Aiden, Colin, Leah, and Joel, joining her older twin sisters Mai and Cara in a household already under the glare of the public eye. By the time Hannah could even walk, cameras had already begun documenting her every move, turning her childhood into a constant performance. When John and Kate Plus 8 premiered on TLC in 2007, viewers were introduced to what looked like the ultimate modern family, a loving couple juggling 8 children with grace, humor, and patience. Kate's no-nonsense parenting and John's laid-back charm were showcased alongside adorable, well-behaved kids, and the world fell in love with the Gosselins. Millions tuned in, captivated by what seemed like a storybook family. But for Hannah, the storybook was just a facade. The smiling faces and cheerful breakfasts weren't the whole picture. The Gosselin household had stopped being a home and had become a set, a place where every moment, from laughter to meltdowns, was caught on camera. There were no private spaces, no quiet corners, and no moments to simply be a child. Kate often reminded her children, "We are all representatives of the brand," a phrase that blurred the line between family life and business. Every smile was marketable, every argument was an episode, and every birthday was an opportunity for ratings. Childhood for Hannah didn't happen behind closed doors. It happened on national television. And while viewers saw an adorable, well-behaved girl, behind the cameras, Hannah was learning early that happiness wasn't her choice. It was something she had to perform. The world saw perfection, but what Hannah lived was far more complicated. Life behind the cameras was nothing like the cozy, perfect image the world adored. For Hannah, the Gosselin house wasn't just a home, it was a stage, and she was expected to perform every single day. Meals were scheduled to the minute, clothes were color-coded, and obedience wasn't optional. It was demanded. Kate's strict rules left a little room for spontaneity, play, or even genuine emotions. Every smile had to look natural, every meltdown had to be managed, and any deviation from the script, no matter how small, was noticed. The cameras didn't just capture family life, they magnified it. Hannah's laughter, tears, and fears were all broadcast to millions, leaving her no privacy and no space to process her feelings. While other children played freely, Hannah learned to suppress her emotions, hide her frustrations, and perform a role that wasn't hers. Observant fans sometimes noticed her withdrawn moments, especially during conflicts, but few understood the pressure she was under. Even simple family disagreements weren't private. Arguments, punishments, and emotional tension were all filmed, edited, and presented as part of the story. Hannah later described it as ordered chaos, a world where appearances mattered far more than feelings. She was growing up knowing that every action, every word, and every tear could become part of a televised narrative. Childhood wasn't a safe space for her. It was a production, and the cost of keeping up the illusion was far greater than anyone watching could imagine. And while viewers saw the efficiency of a well-run household, what they didn't see was the exhaustion, the constant self-monitoring, and the pressure of knowing that nothing she did was ever just for her. This was just the beginning of a childhood defined by control, scrutiny, and the relentless demands of a family business. As the cameras rolled and the world cheered for the Gosselins, the cracks behind the perfect image were already widening. Hannah, naturally sensitive and expressive, struggled under the weight of her mother's strict control. Kate's parenting, admired by some viewers for its efficiency, felt suffocating to the children. Every day was scheduled down to the minute: when to wake, when to eat, what to wear, and even how to smile for the cameras. Hannah later reflected, "We weren't just living, we were performing." The darkest truths, however, didn't become widely known until years later. Hannah revealed the heartbreaking treatment of her brother, Colin. Reports suggest that from a young age, Colin was isolated from the rest of the family, confined to a separate room that Kate reportedly called a containment space. He ate alone, missed celebrations, and was rarely seen by the cameras. Years later, Colin confirmed that the room was secured with locks and monitored by cameras. Quote, "She had a room built with cameras in it. My mother would put me there, bolt the door, and turn the lights off." Unquote. Kate defended her actions publicly, saying that Colin had special needs and that professionals had advised her to take such measures. But Hannah's recollections paint a different picture. Colin wasn't a troubled child, he was a silenced one. And for Hannah, the emotional impact was profound. Watching her brother disappear from daily life left a void she couldn't understand. Quote, "We weren't 8 anymore," unquote, describing the fear and confusion that defined her early childhood. The world saw a diligent, loving mother trying to manage a large family, but behind closed doors, emotional neglect, strict control, and fear shaped Hannah's upbringing. The cameras captured smiles and laughter, but they couldn't show the exhaustion, the quiet suffering, and the guilt of a child forced to stay silent. For Hannah, the reality of life under her mother's roof was far from the heartwarming family story audiences adored. It was a performance, and the cost was high. To the outside world, the Gosselins were the ultimate modern family. 8 beautiful children, 2 devoted parents, and a home filled with laughter and lessons, the kind of storybook family people envied and adored. Magazine covers, talk shows, and endless interviews painted a picture of perfection. The world saw a family united, resilient, and thriving under the pressures of reality TV fame. But the truth Hannah experienced was starkly different. Life inside the Gosselin home was dominated by rules, schedules, and the ever-present gaze of cameras. Everything had to reflect the brand. Arguments were edited, smiles were timed, and every moment of rebellion or frustration was either suppressed or broadcasted. For Hannah and her siblings, childhood wasn't just fleeting, it was commodified. Every part of their day became a performance, and every action was measured against the family's public image. Fans who admired Kate for her discipline and devotion had no idea what was happening behind the scenes. Hannah described living in constant anxiety, feeling that any mistake could become fodder for public scrutiny. Emotional expression wasn't discouraged, it was impossible. And while viewers praised the family for handling it all, the reality for the children was isolation, pressure, and a sense that their voices didn't matter. This divide between public perception and private reality would only deepen over the years. While millions believed the family was thriving, Hannah and her siblings were quietly navigating the emotional cost of fame, each learning lessons about fear, loyalty, and survival that no television episode could ever show. The image of the Gosselins was golden, but the truth behind the camera was far from it. By 2018, Hannah was 14, and after years of living under her mother's strict control, she was ready to make a decision that would change her life. For over a decade, her childhood had been dictated by schedules, rules, and cameras, leaving little room for freedom or self-expression. Visiting her father, John Gosselin, gave her a glimpse of a different life, a life where she could breathe, speak, and simply be herself. John had long been estranged from most of his children, often portrayed by the media as the unstable parent after the bitter 2009 divorce. But Hannah saw him differently. She noticed a chance for peace, a safe space away from the constant pressure of representing the family brand. Slowly, her visits grew longer, until finally she told her father she didn't want to return to her mother's home. It was a bold, courageous choice for a teenage girl, and one that would spark legal battles and media scrutiny. In 2018, after a quiet legal process, John was granted full custody of Hannah. Shortly afterwards, Colin joined them following his release from the behavioral facility where he had been placed at age 12. For the first time, 2 of the Gosselin children were free from Kate's control. But freedom came with a cost. Relationships with siblings became complicated. Distance, divided loyalties, and fractured bonds replaced the closeness they once shared. The once inseparable sextuplets were now scattered, a family divided not just by geography, but by the emotional fallout of their upbringing. For Hannah, leaving her mother wasn't an act of rebellion, it was survival. Life with John allowed her to experience what normal childhood experiences should feel like: privacy, friends, mistakes without judgment, and the simple freedom of being a teenager. For the first time, she could laugh, cry, and grow without performing for an audience. It was a small yet monumental victory, a reclaiming of a childhood that had been stolen by fame, control, and expectation.
Despite everything, Hannah's story is not one of anger or revenge. It's a story of understanding, resilience, and complicated love. Even after years of silence and emotional strain, she has never fully vilified her mother. In interviews, Hannah has described her feelings with a mix of pain and compassion. "My mom wasn't perfect. No parent is," she said. It's a simple sentence, but it reveals everything about our complicated relationship. Hannah's reflections revealed the unique challenges of growing up as part of our reality TV brand. Every argument, every smile, and every outfit had to match the image her mother wanted the world to see. Emotions were often suppressed, individuality sacrificed, and childhood structured around the demands of fame. Yet through it all, Hannah learned empathy, resilience, and the ability to see beyond one-dimensional portrayals of people, even those closest to her. Moving in with John offered Hannah a chance to rebuild her life on her own terms. She could finally experience normalcy, making friends, going out, making mistakes, without cameras judging her every move. But even in freedom, her love for her siblings remained. Hannah stayed especially close with her sister Leah, maintaining a bond despite distance and the emotional walls built over years. Her perspective is a rare combination of honesty and measured compassion. She speaks openly about the struggles she faced while still acknowledging the complexity of her mother's position. Growing up under public scrutiny taught Hannah not just about pain, but about the importance of forgiveness, healing, and finding her own voice. Her story is a reminder that survival doesn't always mean resentment. It can mean understanding, learning, and creating a life on your own terms. While Hannah's testimony opened a door to the family's hidden struggles, it was Colin's revelations that threw that door wide open. In 2023, he began sharing chilling details about his childhood, revealing that the abuse and isolation he experienced started when he was just 8 or 9 years old. He claimed he was singled out, punished more harshly than his siblings, and confined simply for being in the way. He described a room built specifically for him, equipped with cameras and secured with a bolt lock from the outside. He said she had a room built with cameras in it, recounting how her mother would bolt the door and turn off the lights. The words were shocking, but his composed delivery made them even more powerful. The boy who had once been invisible on television was finally speaking, and the story was impossible to ignore. Kate responded publicly, defending her actions by citing multiple psychiatric diagnoses and claiming the measures were taken under professional supervision. She portrayed herself as a mother following expert advice. Meanwhile, Maddie, the eldest daughter, sided with her mother, suggesting that Colin's behavior had been aggressive or difficult. On the other hand, John's longtime girlfriend, Colleen Conrad, defended Colin, insisting he was a kind, loving child and that the allegations were false. Caught in the middle was Hannah. She remained measured, refusing to turn her story into a public battle. She spoke cautiously, aware of the delicate balance between loyalty, truth, and emotional exhaustion. She didn't join the media feud, choosing instead to focus on her healing and her relationship with her father and siblings. Colin's revelations didn't just expose shocking details, they reshaped how the world saw the Gosselin family. The image of a perfectly managed, wholesome household was replaced with a story of control, isolation, and emotional trauma. And while some blame, loyalty, and criticism swirled publicly, Hannah quietly navigated her own path, showing that resilience and compassion could coexist even in the most complicated family dynamics. By 2024, Hannah had grown into a confident young woman, one who had survived a childhood few could imagine. She graduated from high school in 2023, launched her own skincare brand, Gosselin Girl Beauty, and began dating Lennon Johnson Jr., a young model. For the first time in her life, she was living on her own terms, smiling, free, and radiant. Public appearances with her father, including a joint interview on Tamron Hall's show to discuss their combined 75-pound weight loss, showed a new side of Hannah, strong, composed, and unapologetically herself. Yet the scars of her past remain, invisible but profound. Her story is not only about conflict and heartbreak, it's about resilience, identity, and the search for peace after growing up as part of a reality TV brand. She maintains selective contact with some of her siblings and has even begun reconnecting with her mother. "We talk about school and life," she said in a 2024 interview. "She's my mom." Those 4 simple words carry the weight of years of distance, pain, and gradual forgiveness. The Gosselin family, however, remains fractured. The twins live in New York, 4 of the sextuplets remain with Kate in North Carolina, and only Hannah and Colin live with John. Decades after John and Kate +8 ended, the emotional fallout of fame still lingers. But Hannah's journey is proof that even in the shadow of trauma, freedom, self-discovery, and healing are possible. So, what do you think? Will Hannah and her mother ever truly reconcile? Could the Gosselins ever rebuild the family they once appeared to be? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more untold Hollywood stories.